Chapter 16. The group slept soundly, shielded by the unyielding mountain and the security codes that kept intruders out. It was a rare moment of peace, though shadows of unease lingered in their dreams. Ernie was the first to wake. His joints ached as he stretched and stood, feeling every year he carried. When he looked over, Skye was already sitting up in her sleeping bag, pale, exhausted, but alert. They both turned toward Fred at the same moment, reacting to the faint shift in his breathing. Fred stirred, breath uneven and rattling. Skye moved instantly, her exhaustion falling away in her urgency, and Ernie moved with her, matching her pace without thinking. She leaned over Fred, checking his pupils, replacing the IV bag, adjusting the antibiotic. Her hands trembled slightly, but her focus never wavered. Ernie watched her silently. The dark circles under her eyes hit him with guilt. She had stayed up all night while he and Letty slept. Ernie said, "Why don't you lie back down? Take a bed, any bed. You need rest. I'll watch Fred." Skye hesitated, swaying. She meant to answer, meant to argue, but her body had nothing left. She turned toward the nearest bunk and collapsed onto it, asleep before her head hit the pillow. Letty woke next. She paused, staring at Skye asleep in the nearest bed, then at Ernie cooking over the small stove, shoulders heavy with guilt. Letty whispered, "We should have gotten up to help." Ernie nodded without looking up. "Yeah. He wouldn't have woken us. But I was so tired. I hate that Skye had to carry the load alone." He sighed. "We'll need to stay here a while. And we've got to deal with the ATV gang." Letty's eyes widened. "There are only 4 of us." Ernie said, "But we have the general. And the truck that'll do it." "How?" "It's just a truck." Ernie's smile deepened. "Oh, it's more than that. But let's not wake the boy." A low groan cut through the room. Ernie and Letty both snapped toward Fred. Ernie said quietly, "Letty, stay close." Fred's eyes snapped open. Not awake. Not aware. Just raw survival. Ernie stepped closer, and that was the wrong shape, the wrong height, the wrong presence. Fred moved before thought could catch up. His hand shot up and clamped around Ernie's wrist, a soldier's grip, bruising, instinctive, meant to stop a weapon. Ernie didn't stop him. He could have, easily. He could have broken the hold, twisted out, pinned Fred's arm, stepped back. But he didn't. He recognized the look in Fred's eyes. He'd seen it in men pulled out of firefights, out of cages, out of hell. Letty reacted instantly. Letty shouted, "Fred! It's me. I'm right here." Fred froze. His grip didn't loosen yet, but it stopped tightening. His eyes darted wildly, searching for the source of the voice. Letty moved closer. "Fred, look at me. You're safe. You're not tied up. You're not there anymore." Skye stirred at the sound but didn't wake fully, exhaustion still anchoring her down. Fred blinked hard. Once. Twice. His gaze finally locked onto Letty. Fred whispered, "Letty." "Yes," she said, grabbing his free hand with both of hers. "I'm here. You're safe. Let go, it's okay." Fred's grip loosened instantly. He released Ernie like he'd touched fire and clung to Letty instead, not grabbing, not attacking, but holding on like she was the only thing keeping him from drowning. Ernie rubbed his wrist once, not bothered, not offended, just relieved. Skye blinked awake, confused, but stayed quiet, letting Letty handle it. Fred swallowed, voice shaking. I thought they still had me." Letty brushed his hair back gently. "They don't. You're safe. We've got you. The man and the boy here helped us." Skye didn't correct her. "Not yet." Fred's eyes flicked to Ernie and Skye, wary, confused, still half lost, but he didn't release Letty's hand. Ernie didn't move any closer. He knew better. Fred cleared his throat. Who are you? Ernie stepped forward, steady and calm. Ernie said, my name is Ernie. And this is my son, Sky. We found your camp and brought you both here. Sky didn't flinch. Didn't correct him. Just gave a small, tired nod. Letty's expression softened, something settling quietly in her eyes. Ernie said, we should eat. Fred, think you can keep something down? Fred said, I'll try. He started to sit up, but Sky pressed a hand to his shoulder. Sky asked, how long were you sick? Fred answered, in the tent. 3, maybe 4 days. Then it should have run its course, Sky said. You'll still feel weak. After we eat, I'll take the IV out and redress your wounds. Fred smirked faintly. Well, kid. I think I'll let my sister do that. Sky's shoulders slumped. She walked to her pack, pulled out a large vanilla envelope, and handed it to Letty. Then she sat on the bed with her back to them, shadow curling up at her feet. Letty opened the envelope. Her breath caught. How is this real? Sky didn't turn. I know what I'm doing, young or not. Ernie handed Fred an MRE, go slow. Fred obeyed, but his eyes kept drifting to Ernie, studying him. Not fear. Recognition. Fred had seen that look before. The tight jaw. The too still posture. The way Ernie's eyes kept flicking toward the door, the corners, the shadows. Ex-military recognized ex-military. Fred didn't say a word. Old habits. Letty noticed the way Fred's hand trembled slightly as he ate, the same tremor she'd seen after firefights, after nightmares, after the worst days. She didn't call him out. She just sat closer. Hours later, Sky woke to silence. She showered, changed, and stepped out, just as a red light began flashing. Sky hurried back into the main room just as Ernie jolted awake in his bed. He swung his legs over the side, boots hitting the floor in a practiced, automatic motion, the kind that came from years of being trained to wake ready. Letty and Fred sat up, wide-eyed. Ernie pushed himself to his feet, still shaking off sleep, and moved straight to the computer setup. Sky followed, shadow glued to her side. They leaned in at the same angle, bracing for what they'd see. The screen showed the ATV gang outside, pacing, shouting, searching for a way in. Ernie said quietly, this isn't what I want to do. But we can't let them keep hurting people. He typed, manual override, engage locks. Mechanisms clicked into place. Disengage keypad. They won't guess the codes or rewire the panel to open the door, he murmured. Then, with a grim breath, open gun mounts. The guns rose from their hidden positions. Ernie glanced at Sky, and she met his eyes at the same moment, sharing the same grief. They're monsters, Ernie said, but it doesn't make this easy. Sky placed a hand on his shoulder. Remember what they did to that infant. To those people. What they would have done to Letty and Fred. Ernie nodded, throat tight. Then typed, open fire. The guns roared. The screams came. Then silence. Ernie leaned back, breath shaking. It's hard to live with. Sky didn't move her hand. I know. But Ernie wasn't done. His breath hitched, barely, but Sky caught it. His fingers curled against the console, knuckles whitening. His shoulders trembled once before he forced them still. Fred saw it too. He recognized the 1,000-yard stare, the way Ernie's breathing shifted, the way he blinked too slowly. He'd worn that look himself. Fred lowered his gaze, jaw tight, hiding his own reaction out of instinct. Letty saw both men, the same haunted stillness, the same quiet suffering, and her heart clenched. Letty whispered, you can see your son cared a lot about you. Ernie didn't hesitate. Yes. He is a good kid. Sky's eyes softened. Ernie's did too. The bunker hummed softly around them, the danger outside finally gone. Inside, the four of them breathed through the aftermath, bruised, shaken, but alive. And for the first time since the world ended, none of them were carrying their ghosts alone.